their arms as well. But speaking about results, we do have with us InfoEdge as well, reporting the numbers. It was a disappointing set. In fact, that's largely because the Naukri business that continues to grow slowly. We've been speaking about how IT companies have, reduced their hiring, etc. Has that had an impact on their business, and what's the outlook? We have with us Hitesh Oberoi, who's the Managing Director and CEO, joining in. Hitesh, thank you for joining in. And understandably, there was some slowdown in the pace of hiring. The question is, does this continue? I mean, what is it that you're penciling in terms of growth for Naukri in the next couple of quarters and this year, if you have the visibility?
It's very hard to say how this is going to play out going forward. Right now, the IT hiring market continues to be slow. Of course, we had a great last year. Last year, billings in Naukri grew by over 80% for many quarters. But right now, the IT hiring market is very, very slow. And it's likely to remain this for at least the next 2-3 months. Very difficult to say when the recovery will start. Some IT companies have overhired. Attrition rates have come off a bit. The US market has been slow. Difficult to say whether growth will come back in 3 months or 6 months from now.
Okay, got that. Hitesh, thanks for joining us. This is Pavitra. You had earlier mentioned that for the full year, you will be able to do around mid-teens kind of growth. And I mean, right now also it is at around 15%. Do you think that kind of target is also perhaps a little bit tough, or do you think mid-teens is still doable for this year?
In Naukri?
Yeah, in Naukri.
See, billing growth has come off quite a bit. In fact, billing growth right now in Naukri is a little negative. In fact, we are, over last year. So unless and until there is a very solid recovery in the second half of the year, a mid-teen number will be hard to do. We don't even know whether this is bottomed out as yet. The July jobs peak index was also negative. So it's hard to say how this is going to play out. I mean, unless and until we have very solid recovery, very strong recovery in the second half, it'll be hard for us to grow in double digits. But like I said, it's hard to predict what's going to happen going forward. We are not making any predictions.
Right. We hope that things ease out for that business because, the other verticals as well aren't, so to say, firing up, for the lack of a better word. And that's largely because I was looking at a brokerage note and they believe that while there is moderation in your Naukri business, the question is, there is no, path to profitability for other verticals as well. No respite of cash burn coming in from 99 acres as well as matrimony. So what's the extent to which you will invest in these verticals and what's the growth anticipated there?
Actually, we've been very happy with the progress we've made in the 99 acres business over the last few quarters. Burn has come down. Growth has picked up. The real estate market is buoyant. Billing growth in 99 acres last quarter was 22%. Revenue growth was 24%. Costs have more or less sort of remained the same. So EBITDA losses have come down substantially in 99 acres. And similarly in Jeevansathi, we moved to a freemium model some time back. And while revenue has fallen as a result, we managed to sort of substantially bring down our marketing expenditure, as a result of which cash burn in Jeevansathi has also come down substantially.
Would you be able to?
Right, we are sort of happy with the progress we're making in both Jeevansathi and 99 acres, but yes, we still have a lot to do.
Would you be able to quantify the cash burn right now in both these verticals? And going forward, what's the predicted path to profitability, if at all?
No, we don't make predictions. We don't know how the things are going to play out. A lot will depend on the competitive situation. But in Jeevansathi, I can tell you, for example, our operating loss is down from about 28.5 crores last year to about 18 crores this year. So we brought it down by about 10 crores. In 99 acres also, the operating loss for the quarter is at 22.5 crores versus 38 crores last year. Q1 is normally a weak quarter. Hopefully things will get better going forward, but a lot will also depend on competition and on how the market plays out.
Okay, that makes sense. But also a word on your margins, because I know you have been able to hold that at around 39%. But of course, this is because you have sort of cut back on your ad spends and you've moved to that freemium model, right? Do you think it's going to hold at this 39% kind of levels for the margins?
No, see, a lot will depend on how the Naukri business does going forward. We had a terrific 2 years in Naukri. We were able to almost triple our profit, more than double our revenue. But now, right now, the IT hiring market is slow. About half our revenue is indexed to IT hiring. So, we are, however, continuing to invest in the future. We don't want to cut down on investments, on long-term investments. And we are hopeful that the market will recover. And so in the short term, margins may go down a bit because we will continue to invest and growth will take some time to pick up. But in the long term, I think we should be fine.
All right. Final question then on a couple of your portfolio companies. Zomato has finally, turned profitable in this quarter. I was wondering if you were looking at, taking some profits from that one. That's one. The second one is PB Fintech. I mean, the street is worried about what happens when a national platform comes about and reduces its edge. Will you then consider any sort of exits? And of all the other listings that you have, or rather all the other portfolio companies that you have, are you looking at any markdowns and valuations?
Well, we have a portfolio. We've invested in over 60 companies. Some companies will do well. Some companies will break away and, make it really big. And some companies over time will shut down. So that's the nature of the beast. So it's very hard for me to say right now as to which of these companies will do a great job going forward. Of course, the startup funding market has slowed down. But, many of these companies have gone back to the drawing board and are getting their act together. Both Zomato and Policybazaar are also slowly inching towards profitability and operating profitability. They continue to be leaders in their category. They continue to execute well. And we are confident that, and they are leaders in their respective categories. So right now, we haven't taken a call on whether we're going to stay invested or sell. Maybe we've been long-term shareholders, and that will continue to be the case for a long time.
All right, Hitesh, thank you so much for joining in. Always a pleasure speaking with you. Wish you good luck for the remainder of this year, and hopefully you have some more clarity and visibility. And if there is, like you pointed out, growth recovery in the second half, then double-digit in the Naukri business is something that they would aspire to do.
All right, that is the word coming in from the management. The stock is seeing some pressure. It's down around 3% right now after its results did come through. But, with that, we do need to get into a short break. You don't go anywhere because we still have Vaishali and Astha with us, and we still have all of your stock queries which have come through. So we're going to take those up on the other side.